check, 1, 2.
Go! Curious about real estate? Yes! Then you've come to the right place. Get the knowledge you need, get over the fear, and get started. This is the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show with your host, Michael Quarles.
Hello, everybody. Michael Quarles with the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show, and welcome to podcast episode 305. 305. This is exciting. Anyway, we have 5 questions sent in by real estate investors. I'm going to try my best to answer. And remember, if you're looking to get into real estate investing, maybe you are already, you need to boost your game a little bit or a lot, check out my coaching program. I can tell you, if you call into the office, you chat with someone there, and you say these words, Santa said to call. I'm a still believer in Merry Christmas, so I'm going to say Merry Christmas. Not going to take Christ out of Christmas. Just kind of funny that way. And I like Santa Claus. I just, as a kid, it was always one of my favorite holidays. Didn't get anything I wanted, but that's beside the point. But I like Christmas, so if you call up and say Santa said to call, you'll be surprised because we are offering a tremendous discount on the coaching program for the month of December. My goal is to create as many successful real estate investors as I can, and this is my attempt. So here we go. Question number 1. After I've gotten the sellers down to a price point that I need to buy the property and get a contract, prior to getting the BPO, what should I be looking for when I'm looking for comps? Well, great question. A little bit bigger answer than just that. So let's look at what creates a comp. And for me anyway, I wanted a quarter mile away from the property. So it's a comparable that's on the market or just sold. And I'm going to look at both. Also going to look at, if I can, to see if that property was listed previously and is now relisted and it's an active. So I'm going to look at expireds. I'm going to look at canceled, withdrawns, solds, pended, contingencies, and active. So I'm going to look at all of them. But what I'm wanting to do is a quarter mile away, 5 years of age. So if my subject property was built in 1960, I only want to look at houses that were built between 1955 and 1965. 200 square feet up or down. So I have a 1,400 square foot subject property. Then I'm going to go from 1,200 square feet to 1,600 square feet. Like type bedrooms and bathrooms. And this is the one that gets us in trouble a lot because we try to use a 3-bedroom, 2-bath to compare to a 3-bedroom, 1-bath. We can't. So if our subject property has 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, then look for comps, 3 bedrooms, 1 bath. The other thing is you'll want to make sure that you're looking at like type. So if you have an A-frame house and a 6 and 12 pitch, you don't want to compare that to a 4 and 12. You don't want to compare that to a flat roof. If you have a stucco house, you don't want to compare that to a masonry house, those kinds of things. That seems pretty reasonable. Now, in most parts of the country, anything within 5 years of build age, they're going to be the same. But sometimes you're going to find that in a semi-custom area that the construction methods and the types are going to be a little bit different from one house to another house. And just go to Google and, look at some pictures, that kind of thing. Remember, we're asking the seller to send us some pictures, but of course we don't know what our pictures of our comps are. So you're going to have to do some legwork. It doesn't take long. You got 15 comps, you got 5 solds, 5 pendeds, 3 expireds, 2 contingencies. Look them all up. Figure it out. Doesn't take that long. This is what we do for a living, guys and gals. Once you get your comps, and then because it's only black and white, we're not interviewing the house. We don't know the concessions from the seller to the buyer. And what I mean by that is, here's a concession that's 92% of the times always there inside the sales price. Real estate commissions. So if I had a $200,000 house, I know on average commissions are about 6%. So on 200, that's 12 grand. Well, if another house didn't have a real estate professional, and if it had, it would have been worth 200,000. It should have only sold for 200 minus 12. So 188. We're not looking at the concessions. We're only looking at black and white kind of thing where, this many square feet sold for this and, do your divisions and all that kind of good stuff. Then you're only going based upon black and white. So you're going to do some multiplication, some divisions, and you're going to get a good value on your property. But that's all it is. It's cursory at best. If you don't know how to do this kind of stuff, which is fine, you don't have to learn. This is not the important part of real estate investing. The important part of real estate investing is learning negotiation. I mean, learning valuation is pretty basic kind of thing. But learning negotiations, the hard part, getting contracts bought and sold, that's the hard part. Valuation, if you're having struggles with valuation, jump into the academy, call some realtors in your local market, have them do a CMA for you, comparative market analysis. Not that hard of a thing. You don't know anybody in your market. Maybe you're doing a virtual market. Call someone there. Look up Century 21 online. Google it. Go to yp.com, yellowpages.com. Look up Caldwell Bankers, Prudentials, whatever they are in that area, Remaxes. Call those phone numbers and get 2 or 3, 4 comparatives. They're not going to go steal your listing. It doesn't work that way. So you don't have to worry about losing something, and get someone to tell you what they think it is. Now, when you have that and your contract's still in line, maybe you thought it was worth $200, so you contracted it at 65 cents, so you got it at 130. You're standing to make 70 grand, but the reality is your CMA came in at 150. Well, I'm not buying that property without a price reduction. But if it came in at 195, yeah, I'm probably still going to, because 195 times 70%, is, what is that? I've got 70, and then 35 off of 70 is 66, 500. So I got 100. So I'm fine. I don't want to make a skinny deal out of something. I don't want to do the little skinny one. So if you do your CMA and your numbers are still in line, then hire your BPO. For $150, Coaster, they're Coaster.com. I don't know what they call, what their .com is. But Coaster.com, we get all of ours from them. Pretty easy, pretty simple. They give us an opinion. Then I'm going to send out a home inspector after I get my prelim from my escrow and closing company. The reason I get my BPO first and then open up closing is there's some deals are going to get kicked on that BPO, and I don't want to cry wolf too many times to my closing company. So I want to make sure I still have a good deal before I open up closing. I'm going to get my pre-back, make sure that my seller can actually sell it to me before I go and spend $350 on a home inspection. And then once the home inspection comes back and kind of tells me what the BPO agent, what I thought, what the seller told me, confirms all of that kind of stuff, then I'm going to fall into a full appraisal on the property. So I'm going to have $1,000 invested, and I'm comfortable with that. Then when I put it on the market, now I'm comfortable and confident that the price is the price because I have a BPO, I have a home inspection, and I have an appraisal. And so it's good to go there. I like that. And we'll teach all that in the coaching program. Question number 2. How do I find the right hard money lender to finance a wholetail deal without my own money? Little of my money as possible. Some of them want me to hold the property for a while. Well, let me explain a little bit about what wholetailing is. And now, naturally, I'm going to raise my hand on this. There's times that I have to buy a piece of property, so I'll either going to get a loan or put my money at risk. But most of the time in the wholetail deal, what we're doing is we're putting the house under contract. We're getting all these inspections and appraisals and all that kind of good stuff, telling us what the house is worth. And it's as is right now, as it sits, tore up, tore down, whatever it is, whatever it has. We're getting someone to tell us what that value is, and we're going to sell it at that value because I'm going to start marketing it the moment I have it under contract. And I'm reasonably confident that I'm going to follow through with my contract. Because I'm not going to start marketing something without proof that it's worth what I think it is. So I'm not going to put it on the MLS until I have that BPO done and that home inspection done. And sometimes I'll wait for the appraisal. Most of the time I won't, but sometimes I will. But I'm going to start marketing, and I'm going to try to do concurrent close. And people go, Mike, you can't do concurrent closes anymore. Baloney. If you think you can't, you're right. I, in fact, know I can, so I know I'm right. But if you think you can't, you can't. So how do you find for those situations where you don't have a concurrent close, you don't have a buyer signed up and ready to go, and you have to close on your purchase? How do you find a hard money guy or gal? Easiest way that I know of, super easiest way I know of. Call your title closing company and ask them who are the hard money people in town. Who are the players? Who are the individuals? Now, I don't want this national, corporation lending company. I want the guy or the gal that's taken out of their back pocket. They're the mom and pop outfit. They know what they're doing. They have good resources, so they're not going to run out of money on me. It's not Billy Bob. It's not a loan shark, but it's not corporate America either. So they're in the business of this. The title closing company is going to give me the short list. I'm going to go start interviewing them. And any hard money guy that wants you to hold the property for a while, not a hard money person. That's a prepayment penalty loan. Kick those people to the curb. You're talking to the wrong people. So, and they're out there. They're out there all the time. Now, keep in mind, guys and gals, that we're not once and done here. So we're not buying a house from someone, and that's the first and last house we're buying. This is going to be a career change. This is what we're going to do in our lifetime. It's not, we're not going through a midlife crisis here and want to go buy a house and prove to ourselves we can do it still. This is a choice that we've made to go out and make money. Think about all those sellers that you've bought houses from or are going to be buying houses from. Think about all those people that didn't need their money in the asset that they had, but just wanted to sell it. So they had $200,000 in a house that was a rental They didn't need the 200 grand or it wouldn't have been stuffed in a house. And you pay them off and you bought a house from them 6 months ago. And now you need 200 grand on another house. Where's your hard money lender at? That seller that you gave 200 grand to 6 months ago is a hard money lender. You had a relationship with them. You can now go and talk to them about, financing this transaction. Why don't you go talk to them? Hit them up. All they're going to say is no, which is what you have if you don't ask the question. Now, the other thing about hard money people is they're a great resource for leads. So if you go to that guy and the gal, not Bubba, not the loan shark, not corporate America, but that guy or gal that's a professional hard money person that's loaning their own money out. They foreclose on property. They don't want the property. They just want their money to earn an interest rate for them. So they have a short list of properties that they know is not performing. That's a great source for leads for us to go out there and find those and communicate with those owners of property. Because here's the hard money guy or gal that gave me a list of his non-performing loans, which he will gladly give to me so I don't have any money down if I can get the seller to sell me their property. And I know that when they loan hard money, they're at 65 cents on the dollar or less. So I know that the property has equity that caused me to be able to do something. So it's an easy, organic way to find opportunity. You just have to find the hard money people. And don't forget about past sellers as being a hard money person.
Thanks for listening. We'll be right back. Are you running out of leads? It's time you tried Yellow Letters at yellowletters.com. Get motivated seller leads through yellow letters, postcards, zip letters, typed professional letters, greeting cards, door hangers, and business cards. Yellow Letters is a full-service marketing company created with your success in mind. Get the personal attention you need to get your direct mail campaign started and get in touch at yellowletters.com.
And we are back in 3, 2, 1.
Question number 3, how do I present seller financing options to experienced investors? I have 2 individuals who have multiple properties, getting tongue-tied here, they'd like to sell. I'd like to start with one and develop working relationships and buy the other properties they own. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I get it. Seller financing, those are trigger words. So if a seller tells me, Mike, I have this rental, I've been renting it out for the last 5 years. They just told me that they're open to seller financing. So you've been financing the property for your tenant for the last 5 years? Yes, I have. How much have you been financing on a monthly basis? Well, I've been collecting $250 in rent. I don't know what it is, whatever it is. So if I can cause you to no longer own the property and still receive that $250 for the next, say, 60 months and then have a one-time payoff, would that be okay, acceptable to you? Yeah, what do you have in mind? No, it wouldn't. You start the conversations, trigger words. I've been financing it. I've been renting it out. I don't want the money. I don't need the money. I just want to get rid of the headache. So, I've done it before. Told one before on a seller financing. Oh, you have? Oh, great. That work out for you? I don't care if it's a yes or a no. If it didn't work out, that's terrible. You know what? But I'll show you this time how it should work out. It'll be perfect kind of thing. Trigger words. Question number 4. It has been tough to get deals in my local market. When should I pull the plug and look to markets in other cities or states? What are some states you'd recommend that I'd look into or things to look for when I consider a new area? Okay, I got to be blunt. So, I'm always one of those guys that someone asks me a question, I expect they wanted an answer. They just didn't want their answer. If I'm asked a question in advance, if you ask me a question, be prepared for my answer, not your answer. So it's my answer. Don't have to accept my answer, but it's not your answer, it's my answer. So here's my answer. You need to figure out how to buy houses in your local market. Because here's what I know. I can go to a data set and I can pull up anybody's market. I can go to that same market and I can ask it to show me how many cash buyers from real estate investors there were within the last 30, 60, 90 days. If there's more than one, that means that you don't know what you're doing. If there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 100, that means you don't know what you're doing. Mike, it's tough. Everybody's in my market. I don't care. Do not give up on your own marketplace until you have proven without a doubt you are the best. You're the best closer. You're the best marketer. You have the infrastructure and the systems in place. Everything's running perfectly. Until you prove that to yourself, don't move. People jump around like they're getting married all the time. I'm going to divorce my market. I want another market. I thought this market was really good, but they don't love me anymore. Well, baloney. You're not loving your market. Understand your market, understand negotiation, understand marketing. But don't jump. That's just a quitter mentality. Absolutely a quitter mentality when you go, I'm going to throw my hands up because there's too many people in my market buying houses and not enough room for me. Okay, well, that means you just need to go and get in the back of the line and get out of real estate investing. Because whatever you think you're doing it wrong. because there's some guy or gal on the front of the line buying all the property. Why make that you? Do what they do. Go take them to lunch and go, how are you getting all these deals? Oh, you're getting all these deals because you're kicking stones and uncovering stuff? Oh man, go kick whatever they're doing. Change your friends, change your lifestyle. Quit belly aching about what you don't have and start getting what you want. Question number 5, I'm looking to begin hiring my operators to answer my phones. What qualities should I look for in these employees? Well, folks that work with you to benefit you aren't employees. So they're coworkers. So and I'm not a big fan about that. I don't like the word boss. I don't like my employer, Mike. I don't like that. It's not my employee. I have a hard time saying that. I know sometimes it's appropriate to use that title, but most of the time it isn't appropriate in my opinion. And let's face it, guys and gals that are working their butt off, making what they make, yes, so they can have a Christmas, and yes, so they can have whatever they need in life too. They're entitling us to do whatever we do. We just think bigger. That doesn't make them less qualified in life. So I just hate the word employee. But anyway, getting back to your question, what qualities do they have to help you succeed? I think that they have to be able to follow instruction. Because operators, unless you just have some comedian that's got a lot of wit, they can just do and have a communication and that kind of thing. Well, you're going to have a script. Even if you had someone that had a lot of wit and just had a lot of communication skills and negotiation skills, still need a script. So if you need a script, you need to have someone that can follow guidelines, do what they're asked to do on your behalf. Self-thinkers typically don't make great operators. I would be a horrible operator. I could not do it. Someone want to get me to sit behind my phone for 8 hours a day saying, hello, this is Michael with 1-800-SELL for cash. How may I help you? Ain't going to happen because I'm a self-thinker. I'm going to think of something else I should do to make me more money than what I'm doing at the moment. But the operator can't be a self-thinker. They have to go, wow, I love this. Man, I look great on the phone. And be okay with it. Be okay with it. To be very conscientious, they have to follow rules. They have to follow guidelines. I wouldn't hire a self-thinker. Bonus question. Whoa. I did it. I've never done this before, but there's 6 questions on my 5-question error to ask today, so it must be a bonus question. I got thrown a bonus question. Oh my goodness. I am not good at negotiation. What resource should I use to best train myself, or should I hire someone that already has experience in negotiation with sellers? Okay. This is a quick answer. I hope that this is getting edited because if you guys heard me just babble, man, you'd never listen to me anymore because I sound like crap until they do the great job editing. But anyway, what resource should I use to best train myself? My coaching program? It's probably a setup question. You need to learn embedded commands, pacing, mimicking, positive negative reinforcements, pausing, neurolinguistics. You need to understand why words that you use when you listen to somebody matter. How you let someone know you're listening to them in the first place. If you ask me a question and I don't tell you in a way that causes you to believe that I'm listening to you and I hear you and I'm absorbing it, and then what you say matters, then you're going to stop talking to me. No one wants to talk to someone who doesn't listen to them. Drives people crazy. You remember some of the biggest arguments that you've gotten into in your life is because someone that you were talking to wasn't listening to you. So if you're not trained to listen, can you negotiate? No one wants to negotiate with someone who's not listening. So get in my coaching program. I'll help you out there. Should you hire someone already that has experience? No. You can become the director of this play, of this movie, of buying houses, after you have empathy and understand how to do it. But you got to do it. You got to do at least one. Do one. Buy one. And then if you go, I just hate talking to people. People are just stupid. I hate it. Well, you probably won't be successful if you think people are stupid. But if that's the mentality you have and you just don't want to do it, I just can't do it. If you can't, you can't. Let's face it. Then hire someone at that point, but you're not hiring them because you have an inability. You're hiring them because you have a need to have exponential growth. So learn how to do it. Learn how to do it well. I do more than one. One could be a fluke. Let's face it, everybody can get lucky. Helen Keller can get lucky. But can you get lucky on purpose? Can you do it on purpose? Until you can't hire someone to do it, because how do you know if they know what they're doing? Well, I told them to do it this way. Yeah, but you can't teach them. You can't help them through whatever they need to be helped through with compassion, because it's tough sometimes to negotiate. Let's face it, if I ask you for a price and your response is, whatever it is. And if I immediately come back to you with the word, well, I've lost. If I immediately respond to you, no matter what you just said, when I ask you your price, I've lost. Learn how to do that stuff. Get you in the coaching program. And remember, if you use the word Santa when you call in this month, you're going to get a heavy discount. I mean, a heavy discount. Like, I'm probably going to frustrate some of my past coaching students because they didn't get this big of a discount. But, I do what I do because I love it and I want to create real estate investors. And so if you want to be a real estate investor, jump on. Talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show. Get more info and stay in touch at michaelquarles.com.